One thing that's very different when you travel to the United States, especially for the first time, is the tipping culture. In the United States, it's expected to leave extra money at restaurants, when you have a taxi, when you order a taxi, when you get your hair cut, and other services. Now, around the world, this isn't the norm. It's not the usual thing you do. But in the United States, in most cases, it's expected. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English on Autopilot. And today, I'd like for us to discuss something that I think is very important for all of you to know, especially if you've never traveled to the United States before. In the United States, when you go out to eat at a restaurant, just like anywhere else, you sit down, you order your food, you enjoy the meal, and then after you need to pay the bill. On the bill, it tells you what you ordered, the prices, and how much you owe the restaurant. When you pay the bill, you pay the price for the food and, of course, a tax on the food. But that's not the only thing that you need to pay for. After you pay the bill and they give you back your change, or if you pay with your credit card, you need to leave a little extra money. Normally, it's about 15 to 20% of the total bill. So let's say that you had lunch or dinner, and you and another person enjoyed your meal, and the meal came out to be about $50. $50 for the both of you in total. Now, a good tip would probably be about $10, about 20%, right? You can always do more, but the norm is about 15 to 20%. 10%, 10% of the bill would be considered a pretty bad tip. It would be considered a tip that is not a lot of money. Now, why is it like that? For example, when I came to Spain and I started to go out to restaurants and I would leave a tip, I thought it was completely normal. But as I started to eat with people that are from Spain, they looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" Really, here, if the service is great, the service is excellent, maybe you leave a euro, maybe €2, even if the meal came out to €60 in total. But in the United States, that's not the case. It's expected. But why is it expected? Well, the service industry, especially waiters, their wages, their salary, how much money they earn directly from their employer is very low. It can be as even low as $2 in certain states. Whereas the national minimum wage across the country, the minimum wage, which means the base pay that you must pay your salary legally, you have to, is over $7. But in the service industry, there's a loophole. A loophole basically means a way to get around a certain law, right? It's like a little trick or a cheat. And they are allowed to pay their servers less because of the amount of money they make in tips. So, a lot of people, when they come to the United States, don't understand tipping and they don't leave a tip. The only person that is hurt in this transaction is the server because they need the tips to make a normal wage. To me, I think the system outside of the United States is much better, where a waiter or a bartender gets paid an average salary, a normal salary, the minimum wage, regardless. And a little tip is always nice to say, hey, the service was excellent. You treated us really well. Thank you. But with it being an obligation in the United States, it adds pressure on the consumer. And on top of that, the waiter or waitress, because they have to be absolutely perfect. If not, the customer can take away the tip, leaving them without money for their work. To me, that's unthinkable. If you work, you earn your wage, you earn the money, and it should come from the restaurant, not from the customer. The customer, of course, has the option to add a little money, to say thank you, to say you're doing a great job. But the fact that we have to add onto the bill where the manager, or not the manager, the owner of the restaurant gets away with paying terribly low salaries to their waitresses and waiters, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Now, in the United States, it's not only in restaurants where tips are expected. Also, if you order a taxi or an Uber, it is expected to leave a tip. You need to leave some sort of tip. Not just that, if you go get your hair cut, it's expected to leave a tip. A pretty good tip. Let's say your haircut for a guy is $40. You should leave at least $5 as a tip. All of this creates confusion for people that come from other countries because it's not normal. And it's created a type of bad reputation for tourists, for waiters and waitresses. Now, a real story, I lived in Las Vegas, which is a big place for tourism. A large amount of the money that comes into Las Vegas comes from people out of the United States. It is something that is essential to the economy in Las Vegas. But a lot of the tourists, when they travel to Las Vegas and they go out to eat, they go get a drink, they're in a taxi, whatever it may be, whatever service they're using, they don't leave a tip. One of my friends was a waiter, and he always complained to me, oh, I hate when I get a table of people from another country because they never leave a tip, no matter how good of a job I do. But it's not because the people of Europe or the people in Asia or the people from other countries don't want to give their money. It's because it's not normal. It's not the usual thing to happen. And because of that, the waiter or waitress can be quite upset. Now, another thing, one more thing, if you travel to the United States, another place that you need to leave a tip is in the hotel. Not the people at the front desk, but for the people that clean the room. It's standard to leave $2 to $5 for the cleaning people as a tip to the cleaning people as well. So, when you go to the United States, I advise all of you to make sure you understand the tipping culture because it will make your stay in the United States better. The people, the waiters, the hotel cleaning staff, the taxi drivers, all of those people will honestly give you better service. Again, I don't think this system is right. I don't think that a waiter or a waitress should treat someone badly because they don't want to leave a tip. It's up to the owner to give them a good wage, a livable wage, not up to the consumer. Put it in the comments below. What do you think about this? And tell me also, how is tipping culture where you live? Is it normal to give a tip? And where do you normally give tips if you do? I'm excited to read. I want to know a little bit more about tipping culture in your country. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to keep watching the videos. And if you can, please donate to the project so we can continue improving. All right, everyone. Have a good day, good week, good weekend, whenever you're watching this. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.